Okay, hey there guys. So for today's war, we're back at it again. Little bit of a break there because of the holidays over here for me, so sorry about that, but we're back with it against XK+9 here on Path 1. It's been a little bit, I feel like, since I've done a Path 1 fight, so there's personal space regeneration here, and if he gets enough regens, he'll eventually go unblockable. It's a Hulk. I'm going to be using Void. If I remember correctly, there was Indomitable on this node, so I can't be reversing his healing, but I will be stopping the heals. So he just gets the Fury on this node. There are some on here where they get the unblockable once they get to the 10 regens. Right there, I dex his SP1, and I didn't have my slow up, so of course he got the unstoppable. I was a little bit careless there. I should have paid a little bit more attention to that. That is still one of the most annoying things about this node, when you just like have a little dex, and then it's just always the first one, or it just always triggers, it feels like. So another big thing here is I want to make sure I'm not getting clipped by that special, but I want to try to have up one of my slows from the node when he gets to the 15 charges. Right there, I slowed down the combo so that way it would convert to Fear, so that way I would time this out, so I got the 6th debuff, and then I could trigger Fear of the Void, and he gets the SB2, I baited out as I'm just chilling, I'm getting Fear of the Void up, I'm applying debuffs really quickly right now. He's ticking down for 1400 a tick, and it's just moving along pretty well right now. Not too much more to this fight once it got set up. I played pretty sloppy with like missing parries, SP2s into the block. Part of the reason for the SP2s and stuff into the block was I had just, like that day or the day before, there had been so many Hulk deaths this season as a whole, but there were a couple like right before I took this fight, and I'm like, I'm not about to be the guy who gets the SP2 to the face from a Hulk. Next up here is this Man-Thing, and I'm going to be using Cassie here for this Man-Thing. This was that node I died to last season with the long shot, so that's part of why I'm not using Void here, because obviously like, Void's going to do a better job shutting down the regen, but with the unblockable and unstoppable, it's a really big pain. Right there, I blocked it on the first one accidentally without it being... or not without it being, there's masochism, so he ended up, he shrugged it off, and so he got the heal, so he became unblockable in the second hit, and I was just absent-minded there. And the fight is off to a terrible start. And when I mean terrible start here. So I was told the strategy going into this fight is, I want to try to see if I can just hit him or block once before the, before he throws a special, because my Withers... the Withers will eat the Masochism, and Masochism will eat the re-triggering of my Power Stings, which I knew that. And I'm also playing Cassie very poorly so far. I've been throwing so many air heavies. I think every war I use Cassie, I send a DM to Triple, and I'm like, hey, like, how is this Cassie gameplay looking better? And it's just always, no air heavies, smile. And I still just be throwing these air heavies. This fight is off to a terrible start, though, as I said. I'm doing air heavies. I was losing my Power Stings left and right from Masochism, or the re-trigger got Masochismed right there. I finally got my first one. I land a nice intercept. I trigger the Wither. I get my taunt up, so I'm like, okay, he has a taunt. 2 taunts technically on him. I'm like, he should throw this right away. Gonna get back in there. Throw that. I'm gonna charge my heavy. I practice the spacing. I know I can do it. Get the SP1. I throw it. And it eats the Wither, not even the taunt. So I'm like, okay, finally I'm into my damage here. I have Despair on, so I have so many debuffs plus the poison that I'm shutting down his heals now. I'm like, okay, finally doing damage. There's no more heals. But the fight, it's gonna have another slip up. I'm gonna end up, he's gonna be stingy on one special, and that one special, he's, obviously because he's stingy, and I think it might be right here. It might be this. Yeah, that's not even him being stingy, it's just my mistake. I got really aggressive, and I did the Relic into the SP1, which was just super unnecessary, and the reason it's so bad is the Relic into SP1 took so much time individually that I didn't end up applying the Wither or the Taunt at the end of the special to trigger it, because it hadn't, like, the timer hadn't passed yet, so he ends up removing my 20 stack of Power Stings, so I have to rebuild that up. But at that point in the fight, I was much more comfortable. That opening, like, 40 seconds of the fight, I was so stiff. I was so worried because the fight had started so poorly. And right here, I'm just like, I just need One more special. It's okay if the masochism eats it. Just a special here, buddy. And it does a 20k burst. So that finishes off that Man-Thing, which was a very slow fight. Nearly 3 minutes of fighting Man-Thing with Cassie. So that could have definitely been better. It was not the cleanest fight, and I'll admit that. We're off to another Cassie fight. Path 4 in Section 2, using Cassie here. I've done this fight before, I think. This is on the first node, so it's when she throws a special, it's the armor break and heal block. And I'm just trying to play this as casually as I can. That's kind of the strategy for this. I've already built up 17 power stings. I have a poison on her. Just dex the SP1s, charge the heavy, and she decided to not. I hit her block and I charged the heavy in her face, and she decides to do 0 about it. So that was fun. And right there, I'm able to air bait a heavy. I shouldn't do the full combo there, but I do because I have the indestructible. The reason I'm saying I shouldn't do the full combo is because I know I have to get back from her, or else I get hit by the unblockable. But her SP1 catches you a lot in situations like that. If you full combo, you dash back once and you can't dash back a second time. Same thing with like Hulk's SP1 and stuff. But that fight zooms by. It's not too much of a threat at any point unless I don't have the invul there, I guess. Without the invul there, that SP1 can hurt so bad. But it's fine, because I had the invul. Was that this war? This war was the Thanksgiving War, I believe. Which I wasn't comfortable fighting on that Wednesday, so it was this it was on Thanksgiving, so I was just like, I'm just gonna energy refill. Or I think that was this war? That must have been this war. That had to have been this war. So I was just like, I spammed like 1 or 2 energy refills there, whatever it was, just to get through it. Unless I'm forgetting which war it was, and I'm misrecording one war, and now you guys are very confused. Who knows? But I only have 1 living abyss there, so it's a pretty good start to the fight. I got clipped, which is unfortunate, but it happens. I was able to actually time it there where I got up to the SP2 before the power sting, and the SP2 removes his power sting. So we're chilling for right now, and then here I just want to bait out an SP2. So we're just chilling. We're just doing what we can. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do a full combo into the relic, and I'm looking at the timer. I'm looking at the power sting. So I slow down the combo for a second, so that way I actually get the new power sting debuff. And I remove the new power sting debuff instead of the old power sting debuff. I'm trying to remember if I slowed down my combo or if it was just that was the timing there. It was one or the other. It was one or the other. Oh, that's why you didn't see my other energy refill. I cut it out. That's right. I've been editing my videos a little bit more to like trim out some of the fat of it, so it's not me rambling as much. I don't know if that's been like better or not, but that was like my second energy refill, I want to say. Because no one had moved into S2 yet, so I had to do it myself. Then I moved up to here. So I've taken this node before, just not with a thing, so the drip feed, so I'm going to gain withers from that. The only worry about this node ever is that resistance is futile part, where it could technically, if I don't get my petrifies up, it'll give him a bit of power because I'm immune to the placebos, but it puts a wither on him, so it even slows down that power gain. As you can tell, it's not too much, but I got a power gain there. So I talked with the officer who assigned this war, because we both had the exact same thought. I was like thinking about this that night before when I was sleeping. I was thinking about this fight. That sounds so lame when I say that out loud, but I was thinking about like the rock stacks for it, because like void specials are easy to count. It's 2 hits, but technically this node gives me a slow. But what we both decided was that it's kind of dumb to try to use the slow because it only removes those 3 rock stacks, I think it is. So it removes the 3 rock stacks, and I'd be instantly pushing him back up to that 15. And if like right there I lost the slow, it would have been really bad. So right here, I'm just making sure I'm playing it safe with the combo counting. Get up to the 13, throw the SP1, and I'm at Fear of the Void now, or I've been at Fear of the Void actually. I didn't even notice that happening. Jeez. Have the Petrify back on. I have 3 unique debuffs, and the tick is absolutely crazy damage. The power sting was big. And just going to finish him off, and he's done. I wasn't able to play as aggressively as I would like to. I wanted to try to reverse that regen a bit better with the Petrifies, but I couldn't. And very unfortunate loss for us. This is now I forget which loss this is. If this is 2 or 3, I'm trying to remember. I think it's just 2. PBT in this. That's what I'm thinking. I might be wrong about that. I might be very incorrect. And if I'm forgetting, I'm very, very sorry. But 5 deaths, it's just a bit too many for trying to compete at like the very, very top. Especially when the other alliance does amazing and does 1. We've had a lot of alliances do that against us this season, so sorry about that. Very big props to them. Very good fighting. Only the 1 death. We're pretty close on time. We do have the time, but they're not even close to tying us, so time doesn't even matter. Play safe and slow rather than risky and fast is just fine in some wars. So yeah, 1 death by XK+9 is absolutely incredible. So very, very good game to them. It was a very fun war. It's unfortunate that we lost, but I'm having a good season still. I'm enjoying the season here at Salty, so that's good. I always like just having fun with the people I'm playing with, and this season I've been having a fair bit of fun with the matches and all of that. It's unfortunate we're not having our best season, but can't win them all, right? So just got to move on, try to keep playing my best, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.